This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, so good morning again, everyone. Thank you for coming to this month's Discovery Cafe, where we have Miss Carin Whitney, the owner of Rivertown Marketing Solutions, come and talk about managing your Google listing. To make sure you're making the full use of your Google business listing, and we'll show you a few tips and tricks. So, Carin, if you're ready to go, you can take it away.
Okay, I'm ready. Hey, everybody. Carin, the Rivertown Marketing Solutions, and if you know me or have ever talked about marketing with me, you know that Google is my favorite thing to talk about. So, stop me, Will, if I go too long. Okay, so we're going to start with, what are we going to start with? Wait, what? Right, that's right. So I hope if you're here joining us, it's because you want to learn more about how to manage your Google listing or what your Google listing can do for your business. Uh-oh, that one's even more cut off, isn't it? Okay, now we're ready. Okay, so to start with, I just usually when I talk to people about this, I want to make sure that everyone knows what Google is. So Google is a search engine. It's the most used search engine, and a search engine is just an index of all the info on the internet. So Google is in the answers business, and a search is really just a question. So Google wants to bring you, the searcher, the most relevant answers to your questions. And that's because Google wants you to continue using Google as your search engine. So they want to bring relevant answers and not just a bunch of nonsense, you know. So that's what Google is. We also need to touch on what search engine optimization is. It's just the way to increase the visibility of your business. So your customers are searching for you online. We know this, mostly by phone. We know this. But are they finding you or your competitors? To get your business to show up in search results for the products or services that you provide in the geographical locations that you serve, and not just people who already know to look for you by name. You know, you want to show up for what you do and where you do it. So search engine optimization is the process of getting your business to show up that way. So a lot of people say, hey, my business is at the top of the search results every time. I don't need search engine optimization or SEO. Well, that's great, but you need to check those results because your devices know you. Your laptop knows you, your phone knows you. They know what you do, where you do it, so your results are biased. So people who aren't you are going to find different results. So the way to check that is to, I have a little illustration there, switch up in the top corner, those three dots of your browser window, switch to an incognito tab. So you do an incognito search, that means there's no history there. You know, it just wipes out the, you know, data of who you are and what you do. So you do an incognito search, and that's where you get your real results. Even though you could do one and you could do one, do the exact same search, and you're going to get different answers. And that's just the way it is. So if you want your business to show up on top, you want to be the dominant result in your industry or for your products or whatever, you have to work on it to get it there. The number one most important thing you can do to do that is to manage your Google business listing, and it's totally free. There's, a lot you can do if you really want to dominate. There's many things you can do, and Rivertown Marketing Solutions handles all of that. But just to do it yourself and to not spend any money, either way, no matter what, manage your Google business listing is the most important thing you can do to get found on the internet for what you do and where you do it. So to do that, you need to either claim or create and then correct and manage your free Google listing. So if you haven't already done that, the steps, I'll kind of walk you through later if you have questions and I can help. But you do a Google search for your business. If you find your listing, you claim it. If you don't find your listing, you create one. Either way, you're going to have to prove that you're authorized to manage it. So you'll just click for Google you'll just follow the steps, and then you click for Google to send you a postcard by mail to your physical location. You take that postcard and there's a code on it. You'll go back in and enter that code to verify that you're authorized to own that listing. And then, so once you're authorized, you can go in there and correct any information. You can add attributes like, are you a women-owned business? Are you minority-owned business? And some other things to kind of make you stand out. You add your service areas. If you're a non-brick and mortar business, you want to add your service areas, like where will you travel to do business? Etowah County, St. Clair County, you add your counties. You can just add cities. You can add a radius around a city. But if you do have a location, then of course you add your location and don't worry with the service areas. You can add messaging so that you can get direct messages through your Google business listing, and you can add online appointments. So say you're a hair salon or a massage therapist or something, you can add that online appointment feature where people can just, make the appointment straight through your Google listing. And you always want to manage it. You want to take care of it. You want to add new photos as regularly as you can. You want to at least once a week do a post. It's like you post on Facebook. It's the same thing. You're posting. So you want to do that once a week and keep engaged. You always want to ask for and respond to reviews. Always. So however you can do that, if you're like what's your business? Okay. Okay, so what you maybe could send out an email to your donors or your, whoever it is that you're doing business with, just maybe asking for an email. And once you're in your Google business listing, there's a link that you can share. So you can add that link and either add it to an email, or you can just send that link directly to a certain person, and it sends them right to the reviews page. And it makes it really simple. So all they have to do is one click and then write a review about you. So if you were a store or something, you could even print on your receipts, review us on Google. My friends at the Redneck Yacht Club, I made them a sign at the ticket booth, review us on Google, like us on Facebook, just anything to get the people engaged. That when you go searching for a service or products, you want to know that other people have already tried that business and they've had good experiences with that business. So, so we know that reviews make a big difference, So you want to manage it. You want to take really good care of it. Google favors managed listings over non-managed listings. So there's your coming up the list over someone else because they don't manage it. You do. All right. So, so this is what Google My Business. It used to be called Google My Business, so you'll still see it called that sometimes. Also GMB. Now it's changed to your Google business listing, which is what it should have been the whole time, I think. But anyway, so you'll see it called that, Google My Business or GMB. So that's what it looks like on PC, and that's what it looks like on mobile. Where's my pointer? Yeah. So you can install an app on your mobile, or on your PC, you're in your search browser and you do these little tic-tac-toe dots and you get a drop down And then as you can see, I had to slide down a ways. It didn't just come up right on top, and then there's your little icon, so you click there. Once you get in there, this is what it looks like. This is your dashboards, your home tab dashboard. So I'm using an example, Redneck Yacht Club, one of my clients. There's your home tab. So basically on your home tab, you have all of these options. You want to create a post, which is what I said you need to do at least once a week, add photos. Here it says create ads, and we can get into that in a minute, but let me just say that when you want to dominate a search, there's a lot of things that you have to do. And you can create an ad through this Google listing, but these ads are pretty expensive. These ads are the ones that help you show up on the top of the list of the Google listings. So not your whole search results, but when you get a list of Google listings, it puts you at the top. But like I said, they're pretty expensive, and it's not something that I would recommend until other bases are covered. It would be in addition to other programs to help you get found. Also new for 2020 because of COVID-19, you have the ability through this home dashboard to offer gift cards and accept donations. You can always post your COVID-19 updates, whether you're closed, whether people need to wear a mask or whatever, which I guess everybody needs to wear a mask now. But so then here is the next tab. Well, maybe not the next tab, but the info tab right here. Under the info tab, this is a business that my two sons just started. They build boathouses. So here we added their services. Their location, they don't have a location, but they do have service areas. That's what I was talking about. If you have a location, you put that here, or if it's already there and it's wrong, you're going to go and correct that. Add all the service areas you're willing to travel to, and it just helps people figure out, if they don't come out this far or whatever, and then also more information. You can add your hours. You can add special hours, if you're going to be closed for Labor Day or something like that. Make sure your phone number is correct. This short name. I don't know if you guys know, but when you're on Facebook, if you say, for instance, with my Redneck Yacht Club clients, if I want to type something and I want to call them out, I'll type @Float Terrapin and it pulls it up. It's just their short name, their username. So with Google, they call it the short name. You just make something up that's easy, short, easy to remember. And so yeah, and always make sure your website URL is correct and working. And then you can add appointments link. So like I said, with the hair salons or massage therapists or anything that might work for, you can add those appointment links. Still adding information. You can add products. Well, these are my kids, Dream Crafters Construction. They don't have any products, but they do have services. So you can add your services, and you want to keep it short. Like I see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 there. That's the maximum. You want to concentrate more on what your more profitable services, and kind of focus there, because down here at the bottom you can do a detailed description, and in that you can add everything you do if you want to. Kind of keep that short. That 8 is probably even too much. I'm just giving it a try, seeing how it goes. So also, like I said, you can add if you're women owned or minority owned, service options. There's just a lot you can do. You need to go in there and customize it to exactly how you want it to be and how you want people to find you, what you want people to know you for. Also, respond to reviews. Like I said, it's really important. You want to ask for reviews. Just come down this side list here. There's a reviews tab. This is another one of my clients who gets reviews. He's a tree service, and I just want to show you guys kind of what it looks like. You can read your reviews, all of them, the ones you've replied to, the ones you haven't replied to. It's really simple. If that top one had not been replied to, then there would be a button that says reply, and you click reply and reply. But as it stands, it's already been replied to, so I could edit it, or I could delete the reply if I wanted to. And then this is a feature that we're going to come back to. This website, that is a free one-page website that goes along with your Google listing. And that's if for some reason you don't want an actual website. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But you can also turn on messaging. Like I told you, you can get messages directly through your Google listing. You can add users to help manage your listing so that it's not all on you. You know, you delegate the responsibilities there. Down here at the bottom, manage locations. You can switch locations. Like, for instance, I manage about 25 of these. So, you know, switch locations here. And that's it. Even if you had, you know, you had a business and you had, you know, 3 restaurants or something, those would be your 3 locations. So you want to post weekly. There's your post button. I'm going to point and point. Okay, so there's your post button. This is so important because this makes Google, I mean, the whole thing, managing Google listing is important. It tells Google that you're interested in people finding your business and finding correct information about your business. So this weekly posting, it just keeps your information relevant all the time. It stays up about 7 to 10 days unless you make a new one. And see over here in the corner, this shows that just in 2 days, there were 650 views of this post right here. This is the little thing you click to add a new post. And yeah, see. Okay, so here's what a post looks like on search. So here's one that I did for my kids. It's this, what you're seeing in the screenshot is underneath the search results. So if I type in Dreamcrafters Construction, their Google listing shows up on the right of my screen, and then I scroll down and underneath it starts the posts. I'm going to show you an example here real quick, but so your post is fresh for 7 to 10 days. You can also turn that post into an offer. Say you have something that you're discounting for 30 days, whatever. So you make it an offer and it stays there for 30 days. Anyway, so an example, I guess I have to reach over here and click it. Uh-oh. Do I trust it? Oh, allow it. Okay. All right. So using Redneck Yacht Club Canoe and Kayak Rental as an example, I type it in. There's their Google listing. As you can see, they have 211 Google reviews and a 4.6 star rating, which is great. If I go scroll down, you know, all the information here. There's some reviews that show up, and then here's my post. That's the most recent post. I can also click this arrow and see more posts, and I can click view all. Now it's going to show me in the middle of my screen. All the posts that we've done all summer long, once a week. So they're still there. They're just not going to be what pops up once they're old. You know, so if that makes sense. So yeah, all that information is there. See the what? Adobe Reader. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So, oh, and with post, you can add multiple pictures. Just one picture, no picture, but remember that people like pictures. So try to add a picture. Okay, and so this is where I want you to add photos regularly. Over here on the Photos tab, super easy. You got your cover photo, your logo. Over here in this plus is just where it's just that easy. You open it up, you go to your Photos tab, you hit that plus, and you start adding photos. And you can add 10 at a time and be done with it. And if you guys know how to do that, hold down Control and click, 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 click until you have them all. Okay, so, and then insights. This is really cool because what this shows is this, okay, and this is another one of my clients, All American Metal Sales and Overhead Door. They have had in the last 30 days a total of 3,291 searches. But this green here is the percentage of customers that were looking for them by their name, number, or address. So everything, oh, and then the little yellow sliver is searchers that were looking for them by a brand that they sell and found them that way. But all the rest, all the blue is searchers found them because of their Google search, because of their Google listing, and because of what they do. So they were looking for the products they sell or services or whatever and found them accidentally. Not accidentally, but because their Google listing was there. So that shows you that, if you were only, if only people were searching for you by name, it's just this green. But all the rest of this is people discovered them because their Google listing is there, which is pretty cool. And then here's an example of the last 30 days for the Redneck Yacht Club canoe and kayak rental. And it shows that's what I just showed you is the first insight. And then the second here, most important, is how many website visits we've had in 30 days, how many requests for directions, how many phone calls. And remember again, Google favors managed listings. So it's really cool that you can come in here and you can see these insights, manage photos, respond to reviews, post offers. Without this, there would be a lot less people finding their business out there unless they already knew to look for them. So when I talked about a free website or your free web page through your Google listing, this is what I was talking about. These are some friends of mine who own Dimensions Hair Salon. They don't want a website. They're not trying to get new business. They've got all the business that they want. So, but what they didn't have was, their problem was that they had phone calls asking the same questions all the time. For instance, do you do Brazilian blowouts? Well, yes, they do. And so they had to stop what they were doing, answer the phone, answer that question all the time. So we built them a free Google listing website, which is just a one-page site. And then they also are supposed to be managing their listing by responding to reviews and adding photos and posting at least monthly. But they're stopping here. They don't need more business. They don't want a great website. They just wanted those questions answered to cut out on the phone calls that they would have to stop what they were doing and answer. That is where I showed you there was a tab along the left side. It just says website. If that's what you want to do, you click that website, follow the prompts, fill in your information, and it's done. So this is your checklist for Google position SEO. So this is if you're not like Dimensions website and you want more business and you want people to find you, you need to make sure your local listings are claimed, optimized, and managed. So that's, adding those posts, adding those photos, asking for reviews, responding to reviews. Make that Google listing look sharp and look like you really care about it, and it will start showing up. But in addition to that, you need a responsive website, meaning that whatever type of device you're using, whether it's a laptop or a tablet or a phone, your website shows it perfectly. Google sort of started phasing out websites that aren't responsive, mobile friendly, responsive. So if you're searching on a phone for a business and their website is not mobile friendly, and responsive is a step above mobile friendly. Responsive is no matter what size screen. Before responsive, it was mobile friendly. It needed to show up right on a computer and a phone. So if your website is not responsive, if it's sort of outdated and it doesn't respond to whatever screen type, Google's phasing you out as a result. Now, on a laptop, people will still find you, but on their phone, they're phasing you out because you're not complying with responsive website. So So like I said, if you need to move on past where my dimensions friends are and you want to dominate search results, you want people to find you, you need more business, you need to get those local listings claims, first and foremost, Google. You need a responsive website. You need relevant website content. So your website can be beautiful and responsive and fancy and whatever, but if it doesn't have the content that people are looking for, they're going to leave. You have 3 seconds to make an impression on the internet, so you better have what they're looking for right there at the top. And then also longevity. I mean, it takes time to become a trusted answer to a search. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to work on it. You can spend a long time working on it without spending a lot of money and make it happen eventually. You can also spend money to drive traffic and make it happen sooner. So one of the things that we do is to help drive traffic to websites in addition to building websites. So we can help you. We can help your website become more trusted and popular. Just give us a call. And this is just a quick slide showing kind of what we do. My goal is always to provide small businesses with affordable marketing solutions, whatever that may be for your business. Sometimes, and so this is kind of a list of what we do. Here's this with SEM. This is paid Google ads where you only pay for when people click. That's the best way to drive traffic to your site. And it also reinforces to Google that you want to be found. You do that. And so in addition to showing up when someone's looking for you, you're also driving traffic to your website. So for the long haul, it's helping your website become more popular. You can do that with social media ads as well. There's other things that you can do, and we have some other services here, but mainly the reason I do what I do is because small businesses need marketing help, and they don't need to pay a fortune for it. They don't need to be locked into long contracts, like year-long and 6-month-long contracts. And I saw that with some of the places that I worked before I started my company, which has been 4.5 years ago now. And also we're here local. You can talk to us about things. You can, if something's not going right, you can call us. We're not in India or whatever, so anyway, so that's that. Just some notes here. There are other listings that you should add your business to as well. None of them are as important as Google, and you shouldn't pay for a business listing. The only exception to that is if it's industry specific and it's relevant to your business. I mean, are you a house remodeler and do you need to be on what's that house or Angie's List or something like that? If you feel that that's where you need to be and you need to pay a little bit to be there. Otherwise, go through and claim your listings, but don't pay. So a big one is Apple Maps Connect. That's where the iPhone gets their feed about, whose businesses are where. So you want to go to Apple Maps Connect and you want to add your information. Now, with Apple Maps Connect, you can't do it if you don't have a brick and mortar, if you don't have an actual physical location. You can, but it's tricky. So you can call me if you need to. But anyway, you want to go ahead and add your information to Bing, just like you've done with Google. You want to add your information to Yelp. Yahoo is much less important. Does anybody use Yahoo to search anymore? Anyway, it's much less important. And they try to trick you into a paid listing. So there's some tiny fine print at the bottom of where you're adding your information. You have to put the check mark there saying, I don't want to pay. I want this free listing. Yellow Pages, also very tricky. Read the fine print. I don't even really bother with Yellow Pages, but you should be there. I mean, technically, just be careful, because because they all want you to pay. Like, and my little scam alert image there is just because I want you to know that that's not Google calling you every day. That's not Google. They want to help your Google listing. You can do your Google listing. And then if you want to go beyond that, then you can call me. So you need to strengthen your internet position. Then the most efficient, affordable way is through your local marketing agency, whether that's me or someone else. Try to stay local and, get your every dollar's worth. Let's see, what do we have next? Okay, so this is just a links, which I can email at the end of the meeting here, and so that if these are some common problems that I come across when I talk to people about their Google listing. Somebody claimed my listing. They used to work here. They don't work here anymore. They left on bad terms. I don't know how to get it back. So there's a link to show you how to do that. Maybe you forgot. Maybe you have 14 emails and you forgot which one you used to claim it in the first place. Well, there's help there. And then there's also a link to my website. So if you really get in a bind and need more information, I'm there. I guess that's it, unless anybody has any questions. Is that okay, Will? Can we go to questions now? And I can also walk somebody through. I mean, I have my laptop. We can walk you through setting it up, claiming it, or whatever. And let me just say another thing here real quick. So my stepmother owns an accounting agency, an accounting company business in Albertville, and she bought it from another guy. So the business has been there like 40 years. And she is like my salon friends. She doesn't want any more business. She didn't have any more time in the day to do anything else. And she told me, "Don't you put me on Google. I don't want no more business, And I said, "Well, what's funny? You're already there. I mean, the business has been there for 40 years. Google knows it's there. So why not? Let's go in and claim it and manage it. And like we did for the girls at the salon, get rid of the people calling, asking the same questions over and over again, stopping you from what you're trying to do, where now they can find it right on Google and not even call and bother you with that question, So she agreed to that and she's happy with it. But a lot of people say, I don't want more business. Oh, okay. Okay. How to change the primary category? Let's see. Let's get back to that slide. Uh-oh, not working. I have to do it this way. Here, you try it. Oh, what happened? Okay, maybe I just had to go backwards. Yeah. All right, let's see. Categories. Okay, about your services, how to change categories. So I think what she's talking about is there. Oh. Okay. All right. So if this is in your the tab that's labeled info right here, your services are here. You just click this little pencil icon and it opens it up and lets you change. Did I answer that? Is that what she wanted to know?
Hang on a minute. Let me see if that Thank you.
Okay. Does that help?
Yes, that helps. I was trying to do it through the services category.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, anytime you see these little pencils here, that's where you click and you change it. And it may need to be approved by Google. It may not be live immediately, but it will, eventually show up how you want it to. So even if you changed it today, it may be next week before it takes effect because Google checks. This is a good thing. Google doesn't let just anyone change your information. Google doesn't let you change information to reflect information that is not true. And just to expand on that, when we do Google Ads, the pay-per-click Google Ads to drive traffic to your website, Google doesn't let you build an ad for something that's a scam. Google doesn't let you, well, you can build it, you just can't get it approved. You can't run it. It doesn't let you run an ad for something where if I'm like bait and switch, I can't run an ad for something and then the landing page be something different. So they check all of that before they let you, so a lot of people, I think, to begin with, maybe a few years ago or something, people were kind of leery of clicking on Google Ads, like, oh, that's an ad. I don't want that. I want the real results. Well, you can trust the ads. The ads are vetted by Google and they're real, and they're, not that they're not there to scam you, and they're not going to cost you anything to click on them. They're going to cost the business per click, but you don't need to be leery of them. You can click on those Google ads and they're going to lead you where you want to go. Okay. Okay. Hey, Gary. Opening sentence. Let's see. Can he give me a better example than that? Like, or can we maybe do a search and see what he's talking about? Come over there. Okay. All right, Gary, what's the opening sentence that you're talking about? Old company, his old company name. Cornerstone. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, that is the description. Let me show you. That is the description. So you're going to have to go in and go to the tab, the info tab, and then down here to the detailed description. Under the highlights, under your services, go in and change that description to make it say exactly what you want it to. Does that help? Okay. If that was the sentence he was talking about, then that's how to fix that. If what he's talking about is where you said Cornerstone Marketing here, graphics and apparel, that's his SEO on his website. So he needs to go in the backside of his website and change that. But if we're talking about Google listing, yeah, then it's go into your info tab, scroll down to your detailed description and change it. Yeah, so if that's what he's talking about, then he needs to go into the backside of his website and change that search engine optimization. Does anybody have any more questions? Specifically, does anyone kind of need a specific question answered or help walking through, maybe walking through how to post or okay, good. Yeah, I don't know if we can kind of walk through doing a post if that would help somebody. I need to do one anyway. Can I get oh no, I can't. I would have to get my laptop out to be able to log in. Like, I don't know my password and stuff, so that's It's not going to help. Well, and we can, well, I was going to say we could talk about how to do it on a phone, but really on your phone, if you're savvy enough to use the app on your phone, then you don't need my help to direct you the differences. I mean, there are some differences. It looks a little different, but you'll figure it out. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah, sure. And also those links. I mean, we can email those links, then they'll be live, right? Would the slide presentation contain live links? Well, I've already done that and emailed it to myself so that I'm ready to email it out to anyone who needs it, actually. Yes, yes, absolutely. If anybody do a search for your business and see what comes up and see maybe how we can help that, or what also, let me say this. If you have a competitor that has like 3 listings to your one, you can report that to Google as a duplicate listing so that it'll stop taking up the whole search results page. You only have, when someone does a search, they need to find you within that first screen of their phone. Not too many people scroll 3 pages back or whatever. So you want to be found. Well, if your competitor is taking up all of that landscape, and it's because they have claimed a bunch of listings. Well, Google, if you'll report it, they'll phase those out because that's not what they want happening. Everybody gets one listing per business, per location. If you find that someone has gone on there and written you a bad review, the only thing that you can do to get rid of it is like if it contained profanity or, anything that's not allowed, then you can report it and Google will take it down. If they were never your customer and you go on there and you just reply to them, you were never our customer. We can't find any record of you being a customer. Google won't take that down, but your response right there will show up right there with it, like you're not our customer. Like somebody's just out to get you and say something bad about you, they won't take it down unless it contains like profanity or racial slurs or something like that. But you can report it anyway. Right. Well, no, but if I can go into do you guys have your business listing? Can we get into that here? No. I should have took a screenshot of that, but when you see right on your dashboard, right on your home page of your dashboard, you scroll down, which I didn't get, there's a place where it's a link and you can share. Right. So you could even share it by text message or by email or whatever. So it's right there, right in front of it. If you don't mind, give us a good review. Here's the link. All they have to do is click and either 5 stars or write a few words or whatever. So yeah, it makes it easier if they don't have to go looking for the place. So it's shareable right there through your homepage, and you'll see it like about midway down on the right. As far as making it easier for, people don't want to write reviews unless they're bad. Yeah. But pull that into a review. That's a good idea, but no. No. I have clients who absolutely love me but still won't take a minute to write a dang review, you know? And then, like I said, I mean, if you make somebody mad, oh, they're going to write a review. So, I mean, if you just figure out a way to implement something like, you know, encouraging reviews, and make that link available to them in some way, you know, whether through email or through, you know, you can post it on your social media or whatever. Oh, let me say this. When you do a post, here, let me get to a post page. When you do a post, always at the end of that post, always put a link to your website. That should be the last thing, you know, write everything you want to write. And then that last line should be a link to your website. And then just below there, you can also add a button where you can learn more, call, all kinds of different things. Always, always use a button, whether you want people to call you or if it's just another link to your website. The more links out there to your website that are legitimate, the more popular your website becomes. So you want to link to legitimate, you know, you guys being chamber members, you have links coming from the chamber website. That's a legitimate quality link. Go into your website, makes your website more credible. So every time, and when you're using social media, same thing. You do a post on social media, add your website, add your link to your website at the bottom of that post. You know, always make it easy for people to click onto your website and look around. The more they come, the more popular you become, the more easily you're found in search results. Well, anything that's like industry specific, you know, so you're a chamber member. If you're, you know, construction and you belong to the Greater Gadsden, whatever that is. Yeah. You know, you want to be linked from those, any authoritative websites or any industry specific websites, you know, that help build you as a legitimate website is a good thing. Now, you don't want to, back several years ago, they used to make a practice of just cramming as many links into a website as possible, just to make it look like it had all these links. Well, that's no good. Don't do that. That doesn't work anymore. It's just stuffing it full of links. Don't do that. But do get linked to and from as many legitimate websites as you can. Also, I know of some people who are still paying something like $89 a month for web hosting. And in this day and time, that's absurd. Don't do that. If you guys are doing that, you need to get a new website built, and it shouldn't be. If you're an online store, you can expect to pay something like maybe $45 a month hosting, but just a basic website shouldn't be any more than $25. So, you know, if you're one of those that got kind of roped into a big pricey monthly thing, get out of that. It's just costing you money, and it's no better than what you could get at a $25 level.
Get that going. So good morning, or good morning again, everyone. I'm going to try off speaking really quick. So thank you again for coming this morning. Thank you to Carin Whitney here with Rivertown Marketing Solutions for joining us. Carin, appreciate you.
My pleasure.
I posted her contact information in the chat function, so you guys have her number and her website. So give it a check. Go visit that if you have any questions or want to get in touch with her. I'll also be sending a PDF copy of the presentation to everyone today, which will include those links that we had to on that one slide. You guys can expect that here pretty shortly. So I will stop the recording now.